second day in the month of July 2025. Everyone, welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People. We are 90.3 FM, the super 90.3 FM. Everyone, welcome and welcome and welcome. Check your time now is 7:02 a.m. And of course, my name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Interesting headlines this morning. Yeah, very, very interesting. ADC, PDP, APC, and all of that are playing something really good this morning. But then I will give you all of these headlines one after the other. And then when I'm done, Rufai Oseni will be my analyst this morning, alongside a former commissioner of police, CP Chuks, who is also a political enthusiast. Together, we will be looking at all of these headlines back to back. I hope you're ready for me. All right? I just want to ask you to share the broadcast this morning. We're streaming on all of our social media platforms. Hey, get to join me on YouTube quickly. YouTube is VOP FM or VOP 90.3 FM, and then you can watch us live almost immediately. And get to the comment section. Let's get your views, your take, your opinion, your comment, your observation, just anything, okay? But if you will be civil about it. My name is Jude. Let's go right now. Okay, I'm going to start with Punch newspaper now. CSO fingers political enemies as Wike dismisses land scandal. INEC prepares new result review guide ahead of polls. Akeredolu's death probe sparks tension in Ondo. Policy failure fueling oil sector monopoly, says CORAN. 2027 crossfire. APC strikes back after Mark Lamido slammed Tinubu's government. Investors lose 150 billion naira as market opens July in red. To some more headlines. South worst hit as cult clashes claims 1,680 lives. Nigeria risk decline without new constitution, Atta warns. And then, marketers defy Dangote's petrol slash, retained high pump prices. 2027, Obi submits 110 proposal to Atiku-led coalition. Okay. Hurricane Tinubu, Delta, Akwa Ibom defend APC defections amidst fresh attacks. Hurricane Tinubu, Delta, Akwa Ibom defend APC defections amidst fresh attack. All right, let me give you some more headlines quickly, everyone. Some political headlines here. Atiku, El-rufai coalition reviewing Obi's single tenor proposals, says Tanko. Atiku, El-rufai coalition reviewing Obi's single tenor proposal, says Tanko. Speakers seek governor support for legislative autonomy. I didn't betray Atiku by working for Buhari, Garba Shehu speaking here. World leaders suspend Nasarawa APC chairman over anti-party activities. 2027 Rhodes Vival backs Atiku Obi coalition to unseat Tinubu. Kano NNPP chair dismisses Kwankwanso defection rumors. Kano NNPP chair dismisses Kwankwanso defection rumors. And they're saying, this man is not going anywhere. The next you hear is he's part of the coalition. Watch and see. Ondo Assembly confirms 15 commissioner nominees. APC unveils Operation Recapture Oyo ahead 2027 elections. APC welcomes Labour Party PDP members in Enugu. This is Voice of the People. 90.3 FM is our super dial. We move now to Daily Thrust newspaper. right, Daily Thrust is next already. He's here with me already. Subsidy removal. Buhari didn't plan to undermine Tinubu's government. This is according to Garba Shehu. Buhari, yes, didn't plan to undermine Tinubu's government. This is according to Mr. Garuba Shehu. And then there are photos here. Aminu Dantata laid to rest. That's what it is here. Aminu Dantata laid to rest. Coalition now. Atiku, PDP leaders in high level meeting. And then let's see some more now. Some more headlines here. INEC proposes fresh guidelines for review of election results. Ahead ADC's meeting today, Atiku woos PDP leaders to coalition. Code 6 end to period poverty with use of reusable pads. How I almost destroyed my son's destiny. Mother of Super Eagles star Bright Osai is speaking here. Coalition using Saraki's name to woo our members. Kwara PDP is the one speaking. Coalition using Saraki's name to woo our members. That's what it is. Moving on to some of the top headlines now. 3 months of empty classrooms in Abuja. Unacceptable, says Akonde. 3 months. Burial details released as Dantada's body lands in Medina. That was earlier, right? Toji Ally. Dambankolo 6 bandit commanders, 182 others killed in Zamfara. How PDP governors, BOT, resolved impasse. Those are the stories I can give you here, courtesy Daily Thrust newspaper. But quickly we will move to Daily Post. Polytechnic Ibadan. Makinde under fire as stakeholders hold reviews over name change. Atiku, David Mark, Secondus, others dump PDP, adopt coalition to unseat Tinubu. So it means there is no one in PDP right now. All the fathers of PDP are moving from PDP to ADC. And we ask, who is now in PDP? Okay, maybe PDP will also have to change its name later to, ADC. Is that it? Or what exactly? But it's a big one here. I mean, one of the biggest stories this morning. Atiku, David Mark, Secondus, others. I would love to give you a breakdown of these big names later. Secondus, others dump PDP, adopt coalition to unseat Tinubu. In Niger State, 207 persons died in Mokwa flood, says NSEMA. Benue youth leader Raymond Nago Asema abducted by unknown uniformed men in Makurdi. Then still on coalition, Atiku, Secondus, David Mark, all the PDP leaders in closed door meeting. It's getting serious, I must say. It's getting serious. To some more national stories, Buhari was a slow leader, according to Garba Shehu. NYSC warns core members against financial recklessness and disrespect to host communities. Sell Prakot worry refineries, they drain economy. Man tells Nigerian government. Dantata laid to rest in Medina. And then Jigawa police detain man over alleged killing of biological mother. In Niger now, police chief urges thorough training for 371 new constables. APC, why Ganduje resigned as party national chairman. Orji Uzokalo is the one giving us a hint this morning. 2027, David Mark, Aregbesola, Abdullahi gets positions as coalition adopts ADC. 2027, El-rufai confirms coalition has adopted ADC. Aregbesola appointed interim secretary. APC chairman in Nasarawa suspended over alleged anti-party activities. Then, Kwankwanso not returning to APC. This is according to the party, the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP. They're saying Kwankwanso not returning to the APC. 2027 Tinubu government complete failure, says Labour Party chieftain Rufai. Tinubu's government complete failure. Labour Party chieftain Rufai is the one speaking here this morning. We will move from Daily Post to the Sun newspaper quickly. Check your time now, 7:12 a.m. On coalition, Atiku others make final decision. Atiku others make final decision to adopt ADC. Tinubu promises continued funding of life-impacting projects in the Federal Capital Territory. Senate backs Kalu's electric vehicle bill to drive green mobility and, of course, industrial growth. NPAN, that is NPAN, congratulates Son MD Uke on election as NGE General Secretary. President Bola Tinubu's commissioning of the FCT Abuja mega project continued yesterday. President Bola Tinubu's commissioning of FCT Abuja mega project continued yesterday. And then, coalition Atiku others make final decision. In Enugu, we are building institutions, not just projects, Governor Mba speaks. INEC chairman charges Rex to decongest polling units, manage electoral logistics, and of course, security. APC launches Operation Recapture Oyo State for 2027 elections. Oyo APC begins revalidation and upgrade of membership register. Anambra Guba, ADC, litmus test for 2027 coalition, says Nwosu. Anambra Guba, ADC, litmus test for 2027 coalition, says Nwosu. All right, now we move to the Nation newspaper. NIMET, human lives, buildings, others at risk of extreme weather. Floods kill 4 in Gombe, 2 in Borno State. AMCON ex-director denies signing Arik Air loan deal. And then we have 4 more to go, or 5. 10 varsities benefit from $38 million initiative to drive digital education reforms. Atiku, Mark, Tambowal, Secondus, Egbo, others head for ADC. Governors Badaru, Dangote, Otedola, others bid Dantata farewell. And then, generals worthy of applause, not denigration, is something you might also want to read there. And then let me just go touch on Vanguard newspaper before I bring in Rufai Oseni for some analysis of the stories. Vanguard is next with plenty of headlines also this morning. Aregbesola emerges ADC Interim National Secretary. And then, worsening abductions, killings, Boko Haram's renewed attacks, others alarming. Sultan's JNI is the one speaking. Oil production, federal government to withdraw license of farms with dormant oil fields. Leadership tenure in Nigeria, the case for a single 6-year term by Afe Babalola. Let me take that again. Leadership tenure in Nigeria, the case for a single 6-year term by Afe Babalola. The Agama Lizard allegory for telecoms by Oko Ahie. And then Afrexim Bank raises lending facility for Owando to about $375 million. Same Fubara's Comforters by Rotimi Fasan. These are beautiful piece you just you can grab and read, okay? Oil production, federal government to withdraw license of farms with dormant oil fields. Benue and other killings. The joke is on us. Creditworthiness, scheme, and NIN. Palestine in international law, equality or discrimination by Usman Sarki. Coddling the serpent of Tehran is another piece again. And then 2027 ADC names Mark, Aregbesola, others to lead opposition against Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress. Okay. I hear my Yoruba brother go say, "Oh my loud gone." Nasarawa APC chairman suspended over alleged anti-party activities, and then 2027 Atiku Obi coming together will take out Tinubu's government. GRV speaking. 2027 Atiku, Lamido, David Mark in closed-door talks as political realignment looms. INEC to provide supplementary regulations for election declaration review. INEC to provide supplementary regulations for election declaration review. To some more headlines now. NNPCL declares 1.054 trillion naira profit for May 2025. NNPCL declares 1.054 trillion naira profit for May 2025. And then there's a photo here too. St. Lucia confers highest national honor on President Tinubu. Students protest renaming Ibadan Poly after Olunloyo. And then US-based lawyer Owolabi Salis makes history as first Nigeria in space. To Rivers State now. Reps query 24 billion naira CCTV allocation. Issue 48-hour ultimatum. Troops neutralize 10 Boko Haram terrorists in Friends Gone battle. At Nigeria-Cameroon border. On kidnappings, youths set Emir's Palace NDLEA office ablaze in Kwara State. And finally here, let's see, EFCC denies disobeying court order over Abuja property linked to the Ezani. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Like I said, join me on YouTube right now and let's have a robust conversation together, this morning. Yeah. YouTube is VOP 90.3 FM. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And then today, comment section, let's get your thoughts. Okay? Thank you so much. And then don't forget our WhatsApp number is also open. Yeah, you can start sending in your messages via WhatsApp. Okay? Yeah, via WhatsApp. This time around, let's quickly join Rufai Oseni for some analysis of these stories. Okay? Yeah. Let's get to him now. Join me.
The likes of people close to President Tinubu started working around this morning. Dele Momodu is speaking, and he's telling the likes of people close to President Tinubu, the Senate President, and all of that look at the way Ganduje has been treated and has been told to step aside. That nobody is indispensable to President Tinubu, and it should be a warning to everybody around him that feel they have President Tinubu on lockdown, that it is power that is more important to President Tinubu, and people should be careful. In fact, according to him, he also talked about the fact that President Tinubu's attempt, or the talk, because we don't have facts on it, as regards the fact that President Tinubu wants to replace his vice presidential candidate, that is not new, because in the past he has seen him replace people like that. So as regards the talk of the vice presidential candidate, we don't know. We are going to get some more update as regards what's happening in the APC. in the days to come, in about 24 days when the APC convenes. But Dele Momodu is giving his kind of advice. And see, Dele Momodu is somebody that knows President Tinubu a whole lot better. There's nobody that can say they know President Tinubu in this day and age as regards politics more than Dele Momodu. Dele Momodu was the person that President Tinubu sent a message, I think at his 60th birthday, to appreciate him and talk about the fact that they were in the trenches together. So to a large extent, he's going to know President Tinubu. Another thing I would like to say this morning is, I've been hearing, in fact, it was said that one prophet did say that Nigerians cannot vote for the likes of Peter Obi, and Nigerians don't want straight people. You see, these are erroneous lies that we push out there. And I don't like it when people spew these lies in the media. Nigerians are indeed yearning for a change. And the argument I keep making is, in the last election, whoever thought that a third force candidate will get over 6 million votes. So the talk about Nigerians, they don't want an honest person, they don't want a fourth tribe. As long as you put your analysis forward and they can see your track record and they can support you, they will go with you. When I say Nigerians don't want a good person, is it that you think Nigerians are condemned, that it's only criminals that should be ruling the country? No, now. So for the fact that criminals can manipulate election processes and things like that, no. It means that Nigerians are ready for good people. But we just have to encourage the people to go out there and vote more. Because see, the fact is that Nigerians are not ready to go out there and vote more because they don't trust the electoral system. And that's why you will see that in the last election, out of the over close to 90 million people registered, it's just only about how many million people? Less than 30 million people decided who became president because they don't trust the system. And you know what? The reason why they don't trust the system? Because a lot of Nigerians also look when criminals are operating. Look at what was done in Lagos. Look at the Oro situation. Look at the pain. Look at the avarice that happened. They didn't carry Oro at the presidential election. When it was APC that lost presidential election, then the next thing, leading up to governorship election, they carried Oro. Mm-hmm. And there are Nigerians that stood up to them. People like them, Tima Komashe here, when they started the shenanigans, he used his dog to chase them. So please, let's stop saying that Nigerians are not ready, they are not yearning for change. Those are part of the bad narrative we stop saying. All we should do is to call for electoral reforms and make the system fair. Make the system fair without rigging and see if Nigerians will not vote in a good man. And see if your money can stop Nigeria. Nigerians will collect your money and vote a good person. So let's stop talking as if Nigerians are never do well, so they don't even know what they are thinking at all. These are things these are not rhetoric we should be pushing forward. We should be encouraging the goodness in Nigerians, which a lot of people are. But while we're also doing that, we should bring about accountability. And that's what I was saying yesterday. Now, Peter Obi cannot just come and say it's going to change, stabilize things in 2 years. No. Give us what your meaning of stability is. We will hold him accountable. We're not going to say, oh, because a lot of people say he's a good man, he's shown that he's unique. We're not going to. In fact, I'm even going to hold him 10 times more accountable because it's my job to hold everybody accountable. As I hold Tinubu accountable, I will hold him accountable. And in the case, if he emerges, I'm going to even be 10 times more on his neck to hold him accountable. Because for me, my goal is the development of Nigeria. Student protests marking this renaming of Ibadan Poly. So we've constantly seen this trend that there are some schools that are very, very strong institutional hubs. That when you now rename them, it leads to a lot of protests. It also happened when the Unilag was renamed, in favor of what's it called, MQ Abiola then, when it was turned to Maulag and the likes, and there was a lot of protests too then. So remember how all of that happened. But recently, the renaming in FCT Abuja University, that's University of Abuja, did not elicit a lot of this protest and all of that. But the protest from time to time, I just think they should set it out. A woman has been murdered at an hotel in Ibagwa Road in Nsuka area over the weekend, which is suspected to be ritual killing, and vital body parts were taken away. According to local sources, the victims had checked into the hotel with a young man. Little did she know is going to be the journey of her. Then reports circulating claim that the man lodged in the hotel and came out alone the next morning. It's a very sad scene there, and we should constantly condemn, ritual killing and speak against, every form of evil. As regards 5,000 PDP and LP members and APGA members that that are defecting to APC in Enugu. A lot of people are saying the APC does not have clout in Enugu, so they don't understand where that story is. Some people at the campaign are saying it's because things are not well, in Enugu and things like that. But some people will counter it and say the governor has been doing very well, and they've been able to see some of the works, the governor have been doing. In the next 24 days, we're going to be knowing who is going to be, the head of the chair of the APC. So let's see how time pans out as regards that. And we'll take another very interesting story this morning. Abdulrasheed Bawa, he's written a book where he was talking about corruption. That's the former EFCC chief. And he says some law enforcement agencies also enjoyed the largesse of the land. And you wonder what is going on. So some law enforcement agencies also enjoyed the largesse of the land, and they were also named in things like that, and all the shenanigans that went on during the subsidy scandal and all of that. So the question is, how are they being prosecuted? If law enforcement agencies benefited from all of this, so how are they being prosecuted? These are the questions we should ask. The reps are kicking as IBAS allocate 24 billion for CCTV and 30 billion for gun boats in Rivers State. You see, these are the things we are talking about, the budgeting system. In a Rivers State where there's massive unemployment and massive poverty, we are allocating billions for CCTV and gun boats, And according to the breakdown, 120 billion is a mark for debt servicing, 287 billion for recurrent and non-recurrent expenditure, while 1 trillion will be invested in capital, over 1 trillion will be invested in capital projects. But when you even look at it, before Fubaha was pulled out, the budget Fubaha laid down was a budget of less than 1 trillion. So how come all of these things were just jacked up? But, speaking during a defense session budget, Julius Ohabere, majority leader of the House and chair of the committee, said that the committee had reviewed the proposal and flagged multiple concerns. They queried 24 billion a mark for CCTV, 23 billion contingency allocation in Rivers budget, demanding a breakdown and justification for this allocation. And these are the questions we should ask. Why will all of a sudden all of this just happen and we will not be able to look at it critically? President Tinubu has been given one of the biggest national honor in St. Lucia, but he's also going ahead to say he wants to give scholarship to people in St. Lucia, scholarship to students in St. Lucia because of a partnership at a time when schools in Abuja are lock and keys because of protests, and because we can't pay, what the teachers and the authorities want. So let's stop deceiving ourselves. Let's call it speed and say it the way it is. There's another story making the round. The revenue mobilization, FAC, federal account allocation, FAC allocated 10.3 billion to revenue mobilization and fiscal commission for April and May alone. This is more than the commission's budget for 2024-2025. The astronomical increase as a result of recently approved payment of 0.5% of non-federation revenue to the constituency body. The Cable did this report. The details of the disbursement from FAC communique issued in May and June. RAMFAC is not part of the 60 government-owned enterprises and are called super agencies. This means that the commission, is not a revenue generation agency of the government. Its statutory role monitoring of accruals and disbursement of revenue to the federation account. The question is, we should be able to flag this. You see, in building Nigeria, these are the things we should look at. Integrity across board, line items. We should be able to scrutinize the budgeting process effectively, because you see, most of the corruption and most of what does not make money trickle down to the very poor people, our budgeting system. And if you don't look at it effectively, then there's no way our nation will be built on a foundation of integrity. It is a budget that can change the lot of the people. It's a budget that can change the lives of the people. So the ability to be able to scrutinize all of this budgeting effectively and look for ways we should be able to call a spade as regards these issues, the better it is for us. Two-Face DBI is saying that a man is not built for two women alone. The question is, do you believe in that? I don't believe in that. That a man is not built for one woman alone, beg your pardon. That a man must be with one and a woman. The question is, do you believe in that? And he's saying that he had a podcast with Nedu where he was able to, explain some of the insights. The question is, should that be the case? We should not have that to be the case in this world. But opinions differ, and I know it's something that is definitely going to keep a lot of us talking. And the Wimbledon is on. A couple of sporting tournaments are on. FIFA Confederations Cup. Man City fans, I'm sure they are reeling from the disaster that befell them, and many other stories are making the rounds. Dangote is also cutting price of petrol at the pumps. You know why? Because international prices have come down. Since there's been de-escalation between the Israeli and Gaza phenomenon going back and forth, there's been some reduction in the crude oil price internationally. So there's also going to be an attendant reduction here. So that's just what is happening, as regards crude oil prices and the likes. Let's see how all of this pan out. We'll still have more stories making. Right, some stories making the rounds. Atiku Abubakar and some other former PDP stakeholders, like the former governor of Cross River State, Leo Moke, and some other top dignitaries, likes of David Mark, are all having a meeting tonight as regards the coalition and how they can get them on board, to leave the PDP and come join the coalition. All of this is just, politicking. And let's see how all of this politicking pans out in the coming days, because the taste of the pudding is in the eating. But one thing I just like to tell these coalition people is that President Tinubu's country is not sitting down and taking all of this lightly. They're also thinking, they are also strategizing and looking for how they're going to infiltrate this coalition system. So they also must be careful. But I have some very sad news that is coming out of Mokwa, Niger State. About a month after, it's as if people have even forgotten about the flood. The president is in St. Lucia. The government said they made a donation of 3 billion, but that money is not going to go a long way. It's just because of the generosity of NGOs and the likes. That's why people are still surviving. The government promised that they were going to give 1 million naira death benefit for those that died. Some of the victims said they've not completely received the money. The government is claiming it's because they don't have bank accounts, and some people have tried to infiltrate the death benefits of 1 billion. They said there are still people in IDP camps. The death benefit is supposed to be the money for some of the victims' families to be able to go and restart their life and build up a place for themselves. It's not as easy like that for them. There's still a lot of pain. The people are crying hunger. Although they said also food prices have been able to stabilize in Mokwa, but they still need a lot of help. So this morning, please, I would like to call on all and sundry, and let us try as much as possible to be able to reach out to these Mokwa flood victims. Obviously, after the government have just announced a donation of over 3 billion, we've just forgotten them. It's just the NGOs that are on ground that are working for them. Also, the case of Benue is still there. I'm working with some NGOs as regards Benue, called SESO, to be able to raise donations, and PFN to be able to raise donations as regards the victims in Benue. There are many crises in this country that needs our attention, and that's why I can't understand. The president is going to announce scholarship, for victims in Moko. What about having scholarship for children in IDP camps to be able to ensure that at least they get an education? What about announcing scholarship for kids, that are indigents in this country that can't go to school? And we have out of school children. We are announcing scholarship in St. Lucia. So it speaks volumes about the system. The system is on strike. Kids can't go to school in the FCT and the likes.
Rufai.
Updates this morning. The ADC will be the political party that will be used for the coalition. So I think they pretty much got a lot of things up and running yesterday. I think Babaji Abdullah is going to be the publicity secretary of the party, and they've been able to align. In fact, some other top PDP governors, former governors, and the likes were also seen there in that meeting yesterday with the likes of Lila Market. So let's see how all of this pans out. I did do the story as regards a breaking story of some sort yesterday, as regards what was happening and the meetings they were having and all of that. So let's see how it pans out in the coming days. So, these are very exciting times and exhilarating times for Nigerian politics.
Thank you, Rufai Oseni. Appreciate you. Thank you indeed for having that conversation with us this morning. Yeah, for your analysis. Thank you so much. Everyone, feel free. Like I said, YouTube is just right there. feel free to join the conversation, okay? But this time around, I want to have a conversation with like I told you, a former commissioner of police, CP Chuks in Womu. Yeah, he is set to have this conversation with us, and then from CP Chuks, I'll get to open up the studio lines so I can talk to you also. Everyone, CP is here. Good to have you join us, sire, and of course, welcome.
Good morning to you, Kamijune, and to the listener.
Good morning to you. Key leaders in the PDP, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido, ex-Senate President David Mark, and other party bigwigs are reportedly on their way out of the People's Democratic Party. All right. It was in a communique issued shortly after a meeting of concerned leaders of the PDP held in Abuja, yesterday, Tuesday. CP, I want to ask you, does this look like a tsunami, or what should we expect in the coming days now that Atiku has left the PDP?
Well, I'll start by telling you that Atiku has not left the PDP. All these ones they are saying is speculative. Let them come out and make a formal statement and, an official declaration. Then it will not be glaring to all of us that they have abandoned PDP. Having said that, a lot of factors will play itself out in such a developmental matrix. And that is first and foremost. Similar thing happened to AD in 2000 and after 2003. People like Ashura Bola and Tinubu quietly left AD and formed AC, Action Congress, and moved out people that later metamorphosed into ACN, Action Congress of Nigeria, and finally merged to form the APC. So it is the same scenario that is trying to play itself out from the narrative we have just made. Well, as they are packaging this new arrangement, they should at the same time be very wary and careful that the man they are getting set for has played similar game about 20 years back or close to 20 years back. And that he has a formula to wait for them at every point to neutralize whatever efforts they are making. Because as we speak, he is an incumbent, and from the signs we are seeing, he is hell-bent on making sure that he coasts clearly to 2031. So that is exactly what all of us should watch out for, and I believe that's what's going to play out.
I want to understand.
So all those old names, thinking that their names will make magic, I really don't see it coming that way. Because the hunger in the land is so much that stomach infrastructure comes first. So the man, like the man would tell you, who carries the palm front, is the one that the goat and the flock will always follow. So at the nick of time, when the chips are down, the vault will be opened and the resources will flow. And as low as maybe 5,000 to some of the people, you see all of them will sway again and say, no, it doesn't matter, let him finish till 2031. I think that's the way I'm viewing it.
Are you talking about these leaders or you're talking about Nigerians at this point?
We are talking about Nigerians.
Okay.
But the facts and the reality is that does Nigerians have that say? And will they have their way? You see, we need to be realistic and tell ourselves the truth. Because when the chips are down, the so-called leaders, they are not leaders as far as I'm concerned. They are rulers. They are maximum rulers. They are like draconian set of people running the show the way they like, and every activity of theirs is egocentric. So there's no need pretending. So those people you're hoping that will take you to El Dorado, they are not interested. They are only, selfish to a fault. So if anybody is hoping for something better from them, it's really it's like cleansing the audience table.
CP, let me ask you a straight question. Do you like this coalition? Do you like this coalition agenda, this whole thing called coalition, or coming together of some persons to oust the APC? Do you like it?
First and foremost, I will view it with suspicion. It is a power game play as far as the whole thing is concerned. All of them are the same people, though. They are the same 10 and 10 pence. Like they'll tell you, they don't have permanent friends nor permanent foes, but what they have is their own permanent interest. So one way or the other is a power game play. Maybe because the present dispensation did not accommodate or favor them. They are now looking for a way to oust those people there and take over. But the question is, if they take over, what have they to offer us? We have seen them in the past. What we are able to do those times. Even the present one is even worse than what we saw in the past. So the only prayers we are having is to look out for person or persons with integrity and follow such a person to take us to the promised land. But will the system allow that? That's another $1 million question.
Hold on, CP. The issue of integrity, we'll get to that. We'll get to that quickly. But then, are you saying that the people are not, not coming together enough to ask for change? In 2015, we asked for change, to leave Goodluck Jonathan and cleave to President Muhammadu Buhari. Don't you think Nigerians have the right to ask for change anytime they didn't fit?
There is their right, of course. It's the inalienable rights as provided by the Constitution. But the system on ground is totally a different ball game. You will come out and take a decision, this is what we want. But without your decision see the light of the day, at the end of the day, those people who are professionals in the game of politicking will always come out with an antidote to tell you that what you're doing is just waste of time, that you are not the one that will tell them how to do it, that they have their magic wand of doing it. And that is why we have found ourselves where we are today. It's a very unfortunate development.
I'm sure you also don't like where we are as a nation today, do you?
Who will like that when your money has absolutely no value? Okay, let me give you one instance. In 2014, 2015, when Jonathan was still there, a brand new Toyota Hilux car or pickup was costing 6.5 million, because I remember I followed a friend to go and buy one. That my friend is late now. We went to buy one on that Jora Causeway, one of those motor companies there then. I don't know whether they are still there. Today, that same vehicle is costing almost 70 million. Just 10 years interval. Check the value of the Naira that time. It was between 150 to 180 Naira, $3. Today, where are we? We are talking of 1,600 plus or thereabout. 3 Naira. And at the end of the day, when you look back, is that not gross mismanagement that landed us there? That ways and means of Mefiele misleading Buhari for them to throw into the economy between 23 to 31 trillion Naira. See where it has landed us today. If you look at minimum wage of 70,000. If you put it in the pocket and go out to the market, you come back empty-handed.
Okay, CP,
And you are coming back with a polythene bag.
CP, let's really get on track this morning. Do you think, aside good governance, I'm not talking about good governance now because, of course, that's the key thing, all right? But aside good governance, do you think that these bigwigs, these names I mentioned, Lee Elimoke, Sam Egu, and Matiku Abubakar, of course, Nasser El-Rufai, Jigawa State Governor, Sule Lamido, former, rather, and of course, so many other persons, bigwigs coming together. Do you think that these set of names, these people, can oust the APC, as it were?
It is exactly what I've been telling you.
Do you think Tinubu should be scared of these names?
I don't think Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be, because he will be seeing them as closed chapter, that those ones are past. They don't even have relevance politically anymore. They can only make noise like empty vessels, and they can't come out with anything that will make meaning. I'm telling you, I know the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I know the way he does his things. And that is why he said openly and boldly too, that whatever coalition people are coming up with is just like a waste of time, because he has his formula of making sure that he will beat them to it.
Okay, now do you think the APC will retain power come 2027?
You see,
whether with the coalition or not?
Don't underestimate people like those ones behind the APC. Don't underestimate what they can do. They can do and undo. Look out for what happened in 2023. So, whatever. You see, the thing is this, like I have always said.
CP, it means you don't think power belongs to the people, the way you're speaking. Because the people have been saying they are tired.
There are two different things. Power belongs to the people, but will the system on ground allow that power to flourish? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. And the question will be answered in 2027. Because if we are going to have a credible election and have a level playing ground, then that is when we will now determine whether the power of the people has spoken or not. Not when people will go there after voting. The next moment you see something different, and then you'll be asked to go to court. That is the direction I'm going. So all of us should put our thinking cap be prayerful.
If we have a level playing ground, do you think this administration will remain till 2031? CP?
You see, we are saying the same. I'm saying the same thing in different ways. That 2027 will determine the people. For me, I will wish they will be mobilized and they will all come out to vote and let their vote count. Then after that, whoever is the umpire should be fair enough to present it the way it is. Then I believe we will have something different. And if it happens that way, if the ruling present government is still there, and the masses tell them to continue, so be it. That is democracy. But the situation where some people have already lost hope in what is going on, knowing fully well that some people have relaxed and felt complacent that everybody is wasting their time, that come what may, come rain, come shine, 2027, they are already back to where they are occupying. Then what are we talking?
If we have a level playing ground, a free, fair, and a credible election, do you think that this new party, all right, the ADC, will oust President Tinubu if we have a level playing field?
It is still early to predict that. You know why? With the hardship Nigerians are facing today, you can't trust even those Nigerians that are hungry. Because when the time comes, like I said, and they open the vaults or open the treasury and begin to distribute 5,000 to them, those same people you are fighting for, they will turn their back against you and say, what are you talking about? It is the one they have seen now that they will have to believe. They don't want to believe in promises they have not seen. The same people will go and follow the queue and tell the people to continue in 2027. So these things are dynamic. It's a function of Let us see things as it's unfolding and playing out till we get there.
Well, all right. Let's look at a follow up to that particular story. The fact that ADC is now the party. Then David Mark, Aregbesola, and of course Abdullahi have positioned in the coalition already. Of course, I shouldn't mention again that ADC is now, the party to beat by the All Progressives Congress. How would you look at it? The opposition coalition yesterday adopted, ADC as its party ahead of the 2027 election. And of course, like I mentioned, Aregbesola, David Mark, Abdullahi are, of course, holding key positions already.
There's something I want to tell you. All those names are closed chapter politically. Let me give you one instance. You see, people seems to underestimate power of incumbency. Some years back,
are you vouching for the APC at this point?
No,
because we
no,
keep talking about incumbency and not talking about the people. I'm not talking about the fact that the people are suffering. I'm not talking about the fact that Nigeria needs to come together at the point to make decisions. Okay? That's what we're saying. Don't forget that APC is made of angry set of people coming together. Then we had the NPDP. We have so many other parties that came together to form the APC. Those are aggrieved people. If you also look at this set of people are also aggrieved people. At a point in time, everyone must be aggrieved to, make a change. Don't you think this change is worth the while?
I am not a romantic idealist, but a fundamental realist. And I'll tell you the way it is. From my own personal point of view politically, what happened in 2015 may not exactly be what you will be expecting to see in 2027. There are two different things. There are two different scenarios. There are two different environments. And the key players of 2015 that brought in APC are the same gladiators or actors who have parted ways now because some of them were not favored in the present dispensation. I'm not saying this that I'm supporting any of the. I'm not a politician. I'm just an analyst. I'm not in any of those parties. So what I'm saying in essence is that the same actors, particularly the one heading the government now, has mastered all the tricks. And that is why he is confidently telling them that he's waiting for them. Whatever they go and do and come back, he has a formula to get all of them, defeated. So let us watch and see. Because the way they talk as political leaders, in quotes, but I don't see them as leaders anyway, as rulers, is that the people don't count. That we the people, to them is just a statement that has no strength. Because you the people, that's why I keep saying, unless they give a level playing ground, then the masses will show what they can do. And they even tried it in 2023. If you give the masses the opportunity, they will throw away this government as far as the reality is concerned. They will throw away this government. I can bet you that. But will the ground be level? Will it be level playing ground? That is the fundamental question.
Now, I want to let's now bring to play what you mentioned earlier. A candidate who is worth it, somebody who will lead the coalition, and then names like Peter Obi comes to the fore. Now, the National Coordinator of Obedient Movement, has opened up that Peter Obi has submitted a single tenure proposal to the opposition coalition, this same ADC, for consideration. And then there is a follow-up to that story. Atiku, El-rufai, and of course the entire coalition is actually right now reviewing Obi's single tenure proposal, and this is according to this was revealed by Tanko, that his single tenor proposal is being reviewed. Do you think this guy is capable to lead this coalition?
You see, once people come together and take a decision and have an agreement that a particular person or a particular candidate is somebody they have decided to put up, so be it. And well, like the man you've just mentioned, P2B himself has demonstrated from what we have seen so far that he's somebody that can be trusted, and that if he tells you his word is his word, and it's obvious that if you trust him and give him, after 4 years, the man will just go his way. Whether people are begging him, please, to continue because of the good work, he will tell you, no, that's not part of the agreement. So he will walk away. But then, I'm still worried that 2027 is still pregnant. But let's see what will happen in 2026 when primaries of these political parties will come up. Then we'll see how it will play out. And then we will now know what will follow next.
I've heard from Nigerians who say, well, if Obi is leading the coalition, then they will all coast to victory. If not, then something will happen before 2027. Would you agree with Nigerians?
Nigerians will have their say, which is very, very apt, but the government will always have their way. That is just the problem. So let us see how, you see, the whole thing will be determined by the primaries of 2026. By whichever platform.
I'm sure you know that there's something called landslide victory. All right? And the people decide that, actually, not the party.
That is if the votes will count.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
That is if that level playing ground. That is where you see landslide victory. Not when, after doing the landslide, the result turns out to be something different. That will shock even the voters that took the pains under rain and sunshine, to go to exercise their franchise. That is the painful part of it. So our prayer is always to have integrity in the process, the level playing ground, and for people to give themselves up to outcome of a free, fair, and credible election. Then everybody will be happy. So that if we end up bringing a monster in 2027, so be it. We'll say, yes, it is our decision. Not when, in the end, after putting yourself, to a lot of inconveniences to go and do your voting, you now turn around and see something else.
All right. CP, I will hold you on there to go on a very short break. Just a minute. I will come back to ask you 2 more questions before I let you go. Thank you so much. Just stay there for us. Thank you.
It's time to take the next step toward your dreams. Admissions are now open for the October 2025 and January 2026 intakes at Lancaster University, Ghana. Get ready for a world-class education, global opportunities, and an unforgettable experience right from Ghana. For more information, contact us at +234 0701 708 9214 or email us at nigeria@lancaster.edu.gh. Apply today and begin your journey to success with Lancaster University, Ghana. Your future starts now.
This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm actually having a conversation with a former commissioner of police. He is CP Chuks in Wonwo. He was one time your state police commissioner. And my name is Jude Ikami Jude. Now, CP, before you leave, are you there? Hello?
I am there.
Oh, beautiful. Good to know you there. Let's talk about some other issues. I understand that the APC is saying Kwankwanso is coming to their end, but just this morning we hear that the NNPP is saying Kwankwanso is going nowhere. And in fact, I think APC wants to take over Kano State. Why do you think things are changing so fast? You see Kwankwanto also going to the ADC.
But he was once in APC. He had been in PDP. Then during the 2014-2015 Holocaust, political Holocaust, he was part of them that formed the APC. And even did primaries that he came second after Buhari. And then Atiku came third, while Rochas Okorocha came fourth, distant fourth. So the same Kwankwaso who went and formed NNPP could tomorrow. And he went to NNPP because he could not get the presidential ticket of PDP. That was why he went to form NNPP. And because he happens to be very strong in Kano, that was why they won Kano State. So the same man, if he's well posted and lobbied, could still find himself in APC. So you may not rule that out. And at the same time, this new coalition that you are talking of, whether it's ADC, whatever name we are going to end up with, he may still find himself there. But the bottom line is that wherever he's going into, his bargain will be very, very high. It's either he's looking for the presidential ticket or nothing. Because for you to tell him to come and be a VP is another issue. He may not want a situation where he will be a VP and jeopardize his opportunity for 2031.
Okay.
More so when the age is on his side. So all these things that he's doing, all this is showmanship, is trying to project himself for 2031. That's not the truth of the matter.
Okay, let me go to your state, Anambra State. The flag bearer of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Anambra State, John Chuma Nwosu, has said that the election will be a test case for the coalition. It means, he's saying, that as regards Anambra Guba, ADC will be a litmus test for 2027 coalition. What's your take on that?
Well, my take on it is that number one, the man is a greenhorn politically. And secondly, the Anambra electorates, as much as I know, are not aware of this ADC of a thing. So they have their own pattern of politics. They are so conservatively tied to parties they are used to and those they know. So number one, they don't know the candidate. Number two, they don't even know the party. So the party needs to do a lot of work between now and that November when the election will be coming up, 5 months, to number one, sensitize the people about the party and its manifesto and what they have as their package for the people. And then two, the man who also too needs to market himself, bring out his profile, and convince the people that he can deliver the state into good governance. These are the two key factors that he has to work on. Meanwhile, the incumbent has not done so well. He knows that. But that power of incumbency still counts. That it is very likely that by the time the thing gets close, his foot soldiers, bootlickers, sycophants, and all that will go into work because they don't want to lose their positions if the man goes for second term. So those are the ones that will go around to make sure they share rice, share salt, share oil, and small cash to the poor people and get them to make sure that there's continuity in 2026. So these are the things that will play out between now and that November. That's from my own perspective and what I see on ground and a pulse I keep feeling because from time to time I talk to a lot of people down there who are players in that political sector.
CP Chuks in Wowo, thank you so much. Indeed, thank you for having this conversation with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for tolerating and all of that.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Everyone, okay? Let's have a beautiful conversation now, okay? But you will keep it very civil for me. And then, in fact, it's going to be 1 minute for you. Please don't cross 1 minute or else I'll just hang it up, okay? Please, just 1 minute for everyone. And let's have, let's just have your take in a very civil manner. Please move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear each other. 1 minute, and be civil about it. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp is 081, especially for those who wants to connect with me from outside Nigeria. 0700 or 081 is a WhatsApp number. 081 717 56338. 081 717 56338. Good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Aurelia.
Good morning. Yeah.
What am I after on this review? All this every day talking of 2027, 2026. And a lot of things happening in Nigeria. They leave those ones and talking 2027. What I want to say there, let them sanitize INEC. It's our problem. If they can sanitize their list, whether people will be whether Atiku, they will know where their vote going. Please.
Thank you.
All this every day, they are killing people in Nigeria, killing people every day. You know, they talk that they say 2027 colors. All this is tiring as our age. This time around, man, you can't eat, you can't do anything. Please,
thank you.
Thank
you so much. Sanitize INEC. Appreciate that. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Let me take this call. Good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Quickly.
Yeah, my name is Praise.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling from Can you hear me?
Hello? Please, you have to call back. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
My name is Mary. I'm calling from
Let's go.
First of all, I disagree with your analyst that the former commissioner of police. We thought that if the current president is a believer, there's something that when they maneuver against it and forces the women's out here, we were not the only person that did that, or the political for them, I think, around that. Some of the people who are in this position now were looking that time. We didn't be careful. So it's not the technical side that people will not be cannot be defeated. We try to do something. Look what is happening, what is himself. So it's not about the citizen is on pictures with this. It's not key. People are passing through well. So let's concentrate for that. You don't understand. You can't tell me that someone like I think I'm back at the going to our friends' bosses. No. What is just because this man is in power, trying to best president. It doesn't go that way. So let's say everybody come together and work towards achieving the aspect of this present government for Nigeria to move forward, including the suffering masses and the elite. I don't think the masses happy with or any of those people on the opposition camp with the image of Nigeria after this country and how this president is demarketing Nigeria and they're not talking about people being responded as no that. So I don't agree with him. The name is always good in a position, but his analysis is always on the other. I don't really not really become good, but I think we are agree with him and Nigeria must wake up and take back our country.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you. Hello, good morning here.
Hello, good morning. Can you do?
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Igwe. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Okay.
All right. Of all your analysis, the previous ones I've been listening to, you seem not to be mentioning the key stuff, which is electoral reform. if there is no electoral reform, the common man's vote will never count. We also what happened in 2023, where they messed up the electorate and they asked us to go to court. So if there should be electoral reform whereby results are transmitted live and everybody sees it, and it does not depend on 5 persons sitting on the bench calling themselves judges to determine the winner of an election, then we can get it right. Let there be electoral reforms and our vote will count.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Let there be electoral reforms, and of course our votes will count. That's what you said. Okay, let me talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I'm saying this thing. It seems like you people have patience while you used to speak. But let me tell you something pertaining to is it P2? What people are thinking is, as you did there, and from Imo State to come to Lagos, got this your number. And then people are saying something is so good. P2 can be, even though if they tell you and they make a broadcast in Imo State for just 1 minute, you are expert, you will come. They want you to come and arrange the nation, how it will be, so they may be able to start there. Then other people, the most important thing is to know whether they will count the election. But if they didn't count the election, I think that's where we will have problems all over the nation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you indeed. Appreciate that. 0700 903 903 903. Good morning to you. Please call back if you can. Okay, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
My name is Blessing. I'm calling from Majao.
All right.
Please, sir, the other man that analyzed yesterday, I would love you to be bringing that man. Exactly everything that man said yesterday was on point. And let me make it clear. We have 3 elections in this country that is the best, that people really came out. Number 1 was June 12th. Number 2 was the 4th time of Jonathan. Number 3 was this Peter Obi. The only problem Peter Obi has is people from the East. If they come together for the 4th time, forget it. Peter Obi may be 100 things, but let them come back together and come together and say, okay, let's break this yoke. Let it come to their side. We have been unfair to the Eastern people. Let them support Peter Obi and let them leave the space. Be unfair, no oro, no anything, no that Igbo must not vote. I swear to God, Peter Obi will win. Because among all of them, I'm an Urobo woman. For up till now, is the one.
Hello?
Okay, so nobody should tell us that we cannot move anybody. If they allow our vote to count, we can move anybody.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me move from calls to messages. Madu from White Sand. Madu Igbo from White Sand. They say what CP Chuks is saying is the truth. Those who are saying that they are hungry because of bad governance will say you are the best candidate as soon as a politician gives them money, because these current politicians are ready to pay 20K to each voter to get their vote. What CP is saying is the truth. Okay. And this one is saying CP Chuks is a good analyst on issues on ground. Kudos to him. Obinna from Festac. Is it Festac or Okota? Okay, Obinna from Okota is the one speaking here. All right. Thank you so much, Obinna. Let's go check up some of the stories. My name is David from Ikorodu. Atiku, Aregbesola, former Senate President David Mark, and El-rufai are not big wigs that can shake Tinubu. My advice to Obi is to restrain from joining their coalition. Instead, I would prefer him to join Tinubu so that Tinubu can hand over to him after his tenure. Now you and Tinubu discuss him. Okay. Good morning, people. Good morning, people. What are you trying to say? People will continue to be used and dumb for the big people, except you are not ready to be favored to, to lose something when the time comes. Example is Ganduje and Fubara. Okay, as sacrifice, right? It's okay. About to be remaining in Labour Party? No way. Let's read well. The handwriting on the wall by APC and INEC on the fight against Obi and any other strong opposition. In PDP, when it will come to primary election, faction will come out alive. What do you say? Okay. CMO, I'm not getting what you're saying. Nze CMO. I really can't get that, but it's fine. Yeah. This person is saying, Judy, I know so many people will not agree with CP's analysis, especially the people, from the southeast. Honestly, the man knows Nigerian politics very well. He is only telling us to know how to deal with them. I think I like the way you're putting it. Thank you so much. Couple of messages coming in still. Good morning, VOP crew. Please, at times, I don't like the way CPA1 will do his analysis. Does it mean that incumbent candidate doesn't lose elections in Nigeria? Please let him stop discouraging Nigerian electorate. Fabian from Festac, we have seen where incumbent governors and presidents lose elections. 2027 will not be different. Okay. I believe the coalition will work, and I have faith in the people midwifing the ADA. No, this one is not ADA again, it's now ADC. Okay, APC is a one-man show, and such a famous or a formation leads to dictatorship. No man of equal status with the president is in the APC. The coalition must be embraced and it must succeed. Osadebe Nwaje from Ali Mosho. As I prepare to leave, for any election to be free, fair, and credible in Nigeria, voters must be allowed to cast their votes freely without any intimidations and profiling of voters, and INEC should be sensitized or sanitized, rather. Cosmos Undubeze from Ikeja sent that message. And good morning, VOP. CP is what now? An APC member, Abi? We always hear him for station like this. If three aggrieved parties will come together to oust Jonathan, why is it not possible now, according to CP? Elder Samuel Oshodi. Okay, thank you. Wasiu in Ikorodu, additional Wasiu. Top of the morning to you in the studio. On the coalition against Tinubu is dead on arrival. Okay? Because of my time, I have to go now. Don't worry, by 10:30 I will be back here. Yeah. I will be back here to read all of the messages, and we analyze your message and give you some more fresh information by 10:30. Okay? Yes. On Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on everywhere. Just check me up. IKAMIJUDEH. All right? Yes. We can talk more. Okay? IKAMIJUDEH. That is Ikami Jude. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you up later. Yes, I'll catch you up much more later. Do have a beautiful one this morning, and of course, be good. Just be good. I'll see you later.